Hey there, this is John Anthony Francis Wilcox, and today is Saturday, the 9th of August, 2025. I hope you're doing well. I think I had initially wanted to talk about other stuff today, but I had a dream last night that to me was interesting on how it connected together different things. In the dream, I was on the way to a show. I don't know where it was, but I know who it was. It was Adrian Belew, and he had an opening act that was a Russian artist, and I needed a separate Russian camera and Russian pass to go and do that, to photograph that. And I was in some kind of odd little restaurant with my friend Gary Levin and his brother. And I was wearing these glasses that the lenses were yellow, and you had little buttons you could push on the top of each one, and it would make a little yellow light on the top too. And somehow at one point Gary's brother was wearing the glasses, and I was talking about the cameras I needed. I think I needed three cameras to go film, take pictures at this Adrian Belew concert, wherever it was. I never did get there, but I did, after waking up and thinking about this dream, I thought, why did I have that dream? Why those particular things? And here's what I came up with. The yellow glasses are because I've been thinking about my friend Leanna. And when Leanna's on camera, she's always wearing glasses with yellow lenses. I think they make it so that the screen doesn't bother her eyes as much. So I think that's where that came from. The Adrian Belew, I have two reasons. One is I was looking at a video on YouTube, and if you notice, like if you're watching them on a PC, on the right side there's always like a bunch of different images of other videos. And one, as I was watching something yesterday, was of Adrian Belew for a King Crimson song. I think it might have been Indiscipline. But beyond that, I had gotten in this week. There's lots of times that Walgreens will do a get a free 8x10 with this code. So they did that this week, and I got this picture of my dear friend Julie Slick, and that was taken at the last time I saw Adrian, which was at a venue that no longer exists under that name in Norwalk in 2019. I'll get back to that one in a minute. And the Russian thing has to do with the person was actually this person I communicate with on Instagram, who's a Russian plus size model named, I think it's Anna Bernardi or Bernardi, one or the other, something like that. And I had just seen a picture of her the other day, and I think that's where that was all in my head. Is that gave me Adrian Belew taking pictures because she's a model, even though she was his opening act in this. The glasses were Leanna. Gary, I don't know. I guess maybe because I talked to Gary not that long ago, and it all connects up. So let me get back for a moment to that Adrian Belew show in 2019. That was one of the shows that made me decide to stop seeing shows. And that the performance was wonderful. It was great. And, I was talking with Julie after the show and Adrian after the show. But before the show, I was already using a walker at the time and a cane, and I hadn't yet needed a wheelchair. I don't think I might have been using a rollator, but I didn't use it for that show. And so I asked them if they could please sit me on the aisle, which the place graciously did in Norwalk here in Connecticut. And there was this young lady that kept making me get up so she could scoot in, scoot back out, either talk to someone, get a drink, whatever, scoot back in, scoot back out, scoot back in. And I said, pardon me, but I'm disabled and it's a lot of effort for me to have to keep doing this. And she said, I don't care. And she didn't. And at one point, thankfully, like there was an intermission in the set, and I saw that off to my left, which would be stage right, or house left, I guess you could call it, closer than I even was, and I was in a good seat, there was an empty seat. And I went over there and I said, is anyone? And they said, no, no one's sitting there. So I saw the rest of the show over there away from that person. And I thought, you get, when you're disabled, other people can wear on you. Now understand that disability in and of itself is enough to deal with. But I deal with it. But to have someone be that flat out nasty was just disheartening. And one of many. So that was part of the decision for me to go, after I'd seen my last show in 2020, in March of 2020, who was John Lodge from the Moody Blues. I said, well, all right, it's a wrap on that end. Nothing to do with the music, nothing to do with the venue, everything to do with the people. There you go. So, separate thing. I started reading another, and I'm only just in it, Star Trek Discovery novel. Seems like it's very intriguing, by John Jackson Miller, really fine author. So I'm in a Trek mind too, and I've been watching some episodes of Deep Space Nine that they show on the Heroes and Icons channel. And so last year I had interviewed a wonderful author who'd done a bunch of Trek books, among other things, named David Mack. And thinking back in recent years, it was just one of my favorite interviews that I've done. Because we really got into some of the bones of Trek. And I like that stuff. It's fun. I know you're thinking it's kind of geeky, John, but you know what? I'll bet you watch something that someone else would find geeky, and it's okay. I remember when I was at Kineticon a few weeks back, a girl said to me, well, we're all geeks and nerds. That's what she said. We're all nerds. And I said, to be honest with you, everyone's a nerd. We just admit it. There you go. But anyway, so I popped a note off to David Mack and said how much I enjoyed that interview last year, and I wanted to talk to another Trek person, and who would he recommend? And the first one he recommended was Dayton Ward, who I've also read some of his work. Fine, fine novelist. Not just Trek stuff, but other stuff. So I sent off a letter to him today, and I'll see if I hear back from him. So that will be exciting. Keeping up with the show and tell, my week has mostly involved this box set. This is the 5 CD and 1 DVD and Booko stuff. Of Living in the Past, which was the 72 collection that came out between Thick as a Brick and Passion Play, and was sort of, as they said, to catch up the American and European audiences with all of the like UK exclusive singles and B-sides and stuff like that. And then it's just like a whole bunch of stuffy thingy stuff that's great. This is a wonderful thing. I highly recommend this box set to all Tull fans, and even the casual Tull fan, Because this has Living in the Past. This has Life's a Long Song. You know, this has Nursey. This has Witch's Promise and Teacher and all this great stuff. And 2 live CDs from 1970 at Carnegie Hall. This is just a slam jam package. So, just bringing you up to date. So I've started to write my review. I'm going to finish it next week. And then it's off to an equally wonderful Deep Purple box set from Made in Japan. So, and by the way, if you ever get too serious about yourself, wear a stupid hat like this, you know. So, I think that's it for today. I love you all. I'll see you next time.